Welcome to news you missed. Stocks shake and somewhere an AI just convinced a senator to click download.
Well, good morning, everybody. We've also got other things like footballers becoming billionaires, former FBI directors in trouble, presidents getting assassinated, or attempted at least. But let's dive into the news. Drew, what's your first story?
First up, President Donald Trump announced that Israel and Hamas have reached a Phase 1 ceasefire, including troop withdrawals and prisoner swaps. Hope floats, but in the Middle East, it usually springs a leak. Still, peace is peace, even if it comes with an expiration date shorter than a supermarket yogurt.
My first story. Turning Point USA has confirmed that leaked text messages from the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk are authentic. The messages, shared by Candace Owens, show Kirk saying he lost a major Jewish donor worth $2 million a year after refusing to cancel Tucker Carlson from his event. The exchange reportedly happened just 2 days before Kirk was shot dead on a Utah campus last month. Turning Point spokesman said the messages reflect Kirk's complicated stance on Israel, while Owens continues to question the official story behind his killing.
Next up, following yesterday's story, Germany mourns after the new mayor, Iris Stauser, was stabbed by her 17-year-old adopted daughter. A heartbreaking story, proof that not all tragedies are political. Some are painfully personal.
My next story. Former FBI Director James Comey has pleaded not guilty to 2 felony charges tied to his 2020 Senate testimony about the Trump-Russia investigation. Prosecutors say he lied to Congress and obstructed justice over what's now called the Russiagate hoax. His trial is set for January the 5th. Comey's lawyers claim the case is politically motivated, while the White House has launched its own probe into the scandal. The controversy, which once fueled years of headlines, is back, only this time the man who led the investigation is the one under it. Drew, from what we're seeing is everything the Democrats and everyone who accused Trump of, they're the ones guilty of it. It's phenomenal. And they're now trying to go, oh no, it's politically motivated. Of course it is. You were the ones doing it.
Over to the UK, British counter-terror police foiled a multi-city attack targeting Jewish communities. A quiet victory against a loud hate. Extremism is back on the rise after disguising as activism. But today, the good guys won. That's quite concerning, don't you think, Paul? Do you think that? I think that they've told us this. Whether it has happened or not is questionable, but they're definitely planting the seed for it to happen, is my opinion.
Oh, Drew, this is something that's been going on for ages. This is part of their plan to turn us on each other. And religion has been used for generations to weaponize people to turn on each other, when really we should be looking at the banks and the government. Because I can tell you now, everybody can get on together. It's just they weaponize us against each other. My next story. Ecuadorian President Daniel Noboa survived what authorities are calling an assassination attempt. His convoy was attacked by around 500 protesters in Canar province, with stones thrown, car windows smashed and bullet marks found on the vehicle. 5 people have been detained in connection with the incident. The unrest comes amid protests over Noboa's economic reforms, which critics say hurt indigenous communities. The government has vowed accountability, while indigenous leaders deny an assassination plot and blame police and military actions for escalating tensions.
Over to France. France's First Lady will release childhood photos to silence conspiracy theorists claiming she was born male. Old school versus trolls.
Oh, Drew, really? Do you think she's going to release some photos and that's going to make it all right?
Yeah, she's going to do a Kate Middleton, I'm telling you. And obviously we all know she's got a tiddlywink. So, you know, let's see how they're going to pull this one off.
Well, Drew, all I can say is there's an easy way to end this argument once and for all. A quick DNA test and an x-ray of the pelvis will tell you whether Bridgie is either man or woman. It's that simple. My next story, and I am buzzing over this one because this is something that's been going on for ages and people didn't quite realise. Florida is cracking down on cloud seeding with a new law banning weather modification. That's right, no more spraying chemicals into clouds to make it rain, snow, or just annoy your neighbour. Airports must now report any planes equipped for weather tinkering, and violators could face 5 years in prison or $100,000 fines. Supporters call it a safeguard. Critics say it's a conspiracy-fueled storm in a teacup. And if you see a suspicious plane, there's even a website, reportfloridaskies.com, because apparently Big Brother is watching the clouds.
That's excellent. That's what we need, don't we?
It's great news. It's great news. The moment we start playing God is when Mother Nature and God fight back against us. And I can tell you now, we should not be messing with the skies, full stop.
After raids, Sinaloa cartel threatened attacks in Cabo and Cancun. Mexico's new slogan, "Come for the beaches, stay because it's too risky to leave." So that's a bit of a warning, guys, for people that want to travel to Cabo and Cancun. The cartels are out. Be careful.
My next story. Cristiano Ronaldo has officially become football's first ever billionaire. According to Bloomberg, the 40-year-old Portuguese superstar now boasts a net worth of $1.4 billion, thanks in part to his jaw-dropping $400 million deal with Saudi club Al Nassr. Over his legendary career, 5 Champions League titles and more endorsement deals than you can count, from Nike to Armani. Bloomberg says the man known as CR7 now sits comfortably among sports billionaire elites, alongside Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods and Floyd Mayweather.
Next up, Spain became the first EU nation to ban all military exports to Israel, citing humanitarian grounds.
Heading over to Ukraine. Ukraine has officially cancelled all local elections, extending the terms of mayors and councils until martial law is lifted. Lawmakers voted overwhelmingly 308 in favour, none against, saying it's impossible to hold fair or safe elections during wartime. The decision means no local votes in October 2025. President Zelensky has already postponed both presidential and parliamentary elections, arguing that democracy must wait until peace returns. But critics say he's clinging to power as Russia insists his mandate expired months ago. And this is an interesting one, Drew, because you can still hold elections. And technically, he's a dictator now because he is not an elected president, and using wartime powers to keep power is a very scary road to go down. Well, Drew, my final story, and I am in awe of this country. Burkina Faso has uncovered what it calls an espionage network linked to the Netherlands-based NGO. Authorities have arrested 8 staff, 4 foreign nationals and 4 locals, accusing them of illegally gathering sensitive military and security information. The International NGO Safety Organisation had already been suspended in July, but officials say some members continued clandestine operations. The NGO denies wrongdoing, claiming the data collected was public. The arrests come amid rising tensions in Sahel over foreign influence and security concerns. Do you know what, Drew? This is something we are hearing more and more. NGOs, non-government organisations, seem to be in the midst of all trouble in all countries. Is this how foreign powers take over countries? Because it sure as hell looks like it. Well, everybody, let's head over to our financial funnies segment, where we try and bring light to boring numbers, statistics and goings on. So, Drew, what's your first funny?
Well, money definitely talks, markets scream and BRICS bites back. Russian St. Petersburg exchange opened BRICS and Bitcoin trading. The BRICS nations are basically saying, "Dear America, Thanks for the global economy. We'll take it from here.
The Bank of England is warning that the AI hype train might be speeding straight into a stock market bubble, think .com 2.0, but with more robots. Their worry, if investors suddenly decide AI isn't the next world-changing miracle, we could see a sharp market correction, aka your portfolio doing a faceplant with the top 5 US companies making up 30% of the S&P 500. It's like putting all your eggs in a basket labelled robots will rule the world. So enjoy your AI stocks, but maybe don't quit your day job just yet.
Next up, Nigeria joins a powerhouse club of women leaders in finance. Finally, a global boardroom where emerging markets doesn't mean men talking.
Mercedes-Benz just admitting it's having a rough quarter, selling 441,500 cars, down 12% from last year. The biggest hits? The US and China, because apparently luxury German cars aren't the answer to trade war or a TikTok trend. Meanwhile, Tesla zoomed past them, selling nearly 500,000 EVs, proving Americans really will camp outside for a $7,500 tax credit. Mercedes did sell 42,600 electric cars, but let's be honest, that's less than 10%, so it's basically a warm-up. BMW, of course, is quietly smiling, selling more EVs than Mercedes and probably sipping espresso while doing it.
Gold exports have overtaken LNG as Australia's second largest export. The lucky country just got luckier, but when your economy depends on shiny rocks, volatility's just part of the sparkle. And $2 billion clean energy grid project faces major setbacks. Renewable dreams meet erratic reality. Saving the planet is hard when paperwork's the biggest pollutant.
And my final funny of the day? Good news, UK drivers. The FCA has just announced an £8.2 billion motor finance compensation scheme. That's right, if you've ever bought a car and felt your loan was a bit spicy, you could get an average of £700 back. Apparently, some finance companies forgot to disclose key info and salespeople were basically competing in a who can charge the highest interest contest. Now, thanks to this scheme, drivers can finally get their money back. So start checking those paperwork piles because your bank might owe you more than your neighbour's cat owes in judgmental stares.
And over to Iraq, Exxon is back in Iraq's oil fields and the World Bank sees 6.7% growth in Iraq by 2026. In Vietnam, floods can't stop Vietnam's economy. It's just got FTSE Russell's upgrade. Investors are diving in literally. The comeback kid of Asia is officially open for liquidity. In Zimbabwe, illegal dealers use disabled citizens to launder money. The only thing devalued faster than the currency is morality. And over to the hackers' corner. OpenAI dismantled hacker clusters from Russia, China and North Korea using AI tools. Cybervillains tried using ChatGPT to code malware. So ChatGPT coded justice. AI's gone full Batman. And a Figma NCP bug let attackers run code remotely. Designers just found out vector graphics can vector viruses. Update your software or your resume. Lockbit, Dragon Force and Quillin joined forces. It's the Avengers but for cybercrime. The plot twist, everyone's the villain. Hackers disguise malware in WordPress themes. Even your blog about sourdough recipes isn't safe. And China-linked groups use ghost rat malware through open source tools. It's open source espionage. Proof that even free software comes with a cost. Hackers now use AI to write better phishing emails than humans. The robots aren't writing, they're rewriting, and their grammar is terrifyingly correct. So, gold's glowing, markets are moaning, and politicians are pretending they understand crypto. If 2025 were a Netflix show, you'd binge it, then cancel your subscription out of anxiety.
Well, everybody, that was the news you missed on Viral.tv. Wow, what a show it's been today. We had all sorts of stories, but we are only just touching the surface of these stories. If you want to find out more, find out what's really going on under the surface of the world, head over to charlieward.com, sign up for the Insiders Club. Join us live every Wednesday and Saturday, where we deep dive into some of the biggest stories that are going on out there. And also, we have a whole host of guests on there where you can interact live as the audience. So all that's left for me to say is take care, God bless, and see you all soon. Bye now.
So until tomorrow, stay smart, stay solvent, and remember, in a world this crazy, humour might just be the last stable currency. So for now, bye-bye.